Hello students, let's continue the third lesson of geography, humidity and clouds. Students, let's try this. Take a colander or tray which is deeper in the center. Take a piece of sponge and on the flat part of the tray make holes with the help of nails. Keep the sponge on the center of the tray or colander. Make sure there is no water in the sponge and start pouring water on the sponge with the help of big spoon. And note down how many spoons of water have been poured. Keep pouring the water with the spoon till the sponge becomes wet with water. And note down what happens if you keep pouring water even after that. Even after the sponge becomes wet, keep pouring water onto it, and then note down what happens and answer the following questions. Question number 1. What happened to water which was poured initially? Second one. When you were pouring water on the sponge, what did you expect? Number 3. What happened when you poured more water on the sponge? And the last, what conclusions can you draw from this? So students, do this activity at home, keep the records and then answer these questions. We will discuss them later. Now let's see geographical explanation for this. Students, let's suppose that the air is like a piece of sponge. How many spoons of water does the sponge absorb? It is depend on the size of the sponge. Some student will take small size of sponge. It will hold 1 or 2 spoon of water. If you have taken big piece of sponge, then it will hold 4 5 spoon of water. It's depend on the size of the sponge. Suppose that the piece of sponge is air. After the sponge is full of water, drops of water start trickling out. If you see here in this tray, when you are pouring excess water into the sponge, first when you pour first few spoon of sponge, then the water does not trickle out. But when you started pouring excess water into the sponge, then the water, when the sponge become full of water, it start trickling out. The water start trickling out. So one can tell the number of spoon of water required to make the water trickle down the sponge by observation. So one can say that after the 5 spoon of water, the water start trickling from the sponge. It means the holding capacity of that sponge is 5 spoon. After that, it start trickling out. If you want the position that the water trickle out, then how many spoons of water we have to pour into it? 5 or more than that. This implies that the water holding capacity of the sponge is fulfilled, and this makes it saturated. The water holding capacity of this sponge is fulfilled after 5 spoon, so it starts saturating. This makes it saturate. Similarly, when the proportion of moisture in the air exceeds means holding capacity, it more than holding capacity, exceeds its vapor holding capacity, precipitation in the form of rain, snow occurs on the earth. Here how water is trickling out from the sponge. Same way, when the water holding capacity exceeds of the air, it start pouring in the form of snow and rainfall. The moisture holding capacity of the air depends on its temperature. As I told you earlier, the vapor holding capacity of the air is depend on the temperature of the air. Higher the temperature, higher is the holding capacity. If the temperature is high, the holding capacity also becomes high. We have learnt earlier that as we go higher in the sky, as earlier we said about it, as we go higher in the sky, the air becomes cooler. It means the temperature of the air start decreasing as we go higher. So as per this rule, as we go higher, the vapor holding capacity of the air decreases. And the following table will make it clear. So let's learn the table. Give it a try. The vapor holding capacity of 1 cubic meter of air in various temperatures is given here. Calculate the difference in the capacities by observing the table. First column is about the temperature of the air. -5, 0 degree Celsius, 5 degree Celsius, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 degree Celsius. Different temperatures of air given in first column. Second column is about the water vapor holding capacity given in gram per cubic meter. And third column is difference. When the temperature is -5, the water holding capacity is 3.26. When the temperature becomes 0 degree Celsius, then the capacity increases 4.85. What is the difference between them? 1.59. Such a way we have to take out the difference. How you are going to take out the difference? Here 4.85 minus 3.26. The answer will be 1.59. Such a way, subtract the above number from the next number. Then you will get the difference. Students, at 15 degree Celsius, the capacity of 1 cubic meter air is to hold 12.8 gram of moisture. It holds 12.8. 8 means 83 gram of moisture. If this amount of vapor is present in the air, means 15 degree Celsius and 12.8 gram of moisture, it is in the air is said to be saturated. At this position, it is said that the air is saturated. At what position? The temperature of the air is 15 degrees Celsius and the vapor holding capacity 12.8 gram. Then it is said that the air is saturated. This humidity in the air is expressed in different ways. There are different ways to express the humidity. And now we are going to understand about that different ways. Let's see about absolute humidity. What is absolute humidity? The amount of water vapor in 1 cubic meter of air is the absolute humidity. Humidity, as I told you, humidity is expressed in different ways. The first is absolute humidity. What is meant by absolute humidity? The amount of water vapor in 1 cubic meter of air is the absolute humidity. Near the coastal areas, absolute humidity is higher than air in the interior. As we go away from the coastal areas, the absolute humidity decreases. The absolute humidity is more near the coastal areas, and in the interior, air in the interior, the absolute humidity is lower than the coastal areas. Absolute humidity is higher in the equatorial areas, while it reduces as we move towards the poles. The distribution of land and water on the earth and the seasons also affect the absolute humidity. Means absolute humidity is more in the summer season near the water bodies. So in other seasons, the absolute humidity it affects. Means seasons also affect the absolute humidity. Even the land and water. The areas near the water, absolute humidity is high. The land, the interior of it, interior of the land means not inside the land. Interior means away from the coastal areas. So these are the reasons that the absolute humidity affect from them. Distribution of land and water and season. And what do we understand about absolute humidity? That the amount of water vapor in 1 cubic meter of air is the absolute humidity. Absolute humidity is high near the coastal areas. Absolute humidity is high in the equatorial areas. Now students, we will stop here. I hope you understand everything well. Read the lesson and try to understand it. Thank you.